Writers. Today I want to teach you that when you want your writing to persuade people, to make them think and act in a particular way, you need to think about your audience and work to reach the audience. One way to reach your audience is to address them directly. If I'm trying to make my words reach you, then I can't talk on and on as if I'm blind to what you might be thinking and feeling and wondering. I'd be an awful speaker if I gave a speech like this. Students, starting today, there will be no lunchtime so we can focus on reading. In reading, we will read the 3rd chapter of Because of Winn-Dixie, and we will reread it 10 times. I could talk on and on, but you wouldn't hear any of what I said because you'd be back at no lunch with your mouth open and you'd be going, "What? No lunch? What? Read one chapter over and over and over." So, one of the rules of persuasive speaking is that as a speaker, you will need to imagine your audience's response and to keep the audience with you. Speakers do this by directly addressing the audience. You would have been far more apt to listen to my speech if I said it this way. Students, starting today, there should be no lunchtime. I know you're probably thinking, "What? No lunchtime?" If you're worrying that you will be starving, let me explain to you that I'm not saying that you won't eat, but only that everyone will bring food to class and eat when you want. That way, we'll have time to read. And we'll read the 3rd chapter of Winn-Dixie. Just this one day, we'll reread this chapter a bunch of times as part of an experiment. So you can see that I said in my speech, I know you're probably thinking, and if you are worrying, and let me explain, there are actually lots of other ways that I could also have spoken directly to you. I would like to share some of those with you as this unit progresses. Of course, addressing the audience was especially important when I was giving a speech the other day, today, suggesting that we skip lunch. But it is almost always an effective strategy, no matter what your topic is. It's harder to do, though, when the audience's response won't be so absolutely overwhelming, because it takes some thought to figure out what the audience might be thinking. Would you be willing to help me address the audience of one of our previous class entries, the one about Miss Heidi, our custodian? So I will read the draft, and Mrs. Page will post it on the whiteboard. And as I read, listen as if you're both the writer and the speaker, and you're also the audience. So try to pay attention to what you're thinking, or what you could be thinking, if this whole appreciation thing was not your cup of tea. Are you ready? Everyone should appreciate Miss Heidi, the school custodian. Miss Heidi is wonderful because she takes such good care of our school. She comes in every day after the kids leave to sweep and polish all the classrooms and hallways and bathrooms. Also, Miss Heidi does a lot of things to keep the school running smoothly. Well, I can see that in your role as the audience, you're probably thinking something like, why don't you share with me? And I'm going to ask Miss Page to shut this video off, and we'll have a class conversation about your thoughts.